and welcome back to the second episode of Premier League preview for the 2021 season, and welcome back to the FSS Football channel. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and for everyone who has supported the Manchester United content and the watch-alongs so far. Anyway, this is game week 4. This was last week's results. As you can see, the shock of the week was definitely that 5-2 victory for Leicester over Manchester City. And Manchester City were awful. And I think they showed what they're all about, Manchester City. Their defence, awful. So what do they go do? They go sign a £60 million centre-back in Ruben Diaz straight after the match. Obviously, out of the 4 defenders they started, 3 of them gave away a penalty, being Garcia, Kyle Walker and Benjamin Mendy. Of course, the only one not giving away a penalty was the player that scored for Manchester City their second goal, which was, of course, Nathan Ake. So, before we get into the game, we'll look at last week's player to watch. I did give it to Donny van der Beek, who I think when he came off the bench, he looked okay, not amazing. But I also said that if we're looking for more points-wise, someone like Bruno Fernandes would be the person to look at. And he was just that. He scored and got an assist as Manchester United snuck a 3-2 victory at Brighton, thanks to probably the most controversial VAR decision ever. After the final whistle has been blown, VAR checks a handball on Neil Maupay and it's given as a penalty. If you want to see my reaction to that, the watch along is on my channel, and to say the least, I was ecstatic. Anyway, let's get into this week's fixtures. Chelsea versus Palace. Chelsea look pretty good. They've not been amazing. They snuck a 3-3 draw against West Brom after a terrible first half, but brought it back in the second, thanks to the academy graduates. Goals coming from Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi. And I think they'll win this one pretty comfortably. Palace didn't look amazing, but at the same time didn't look bad against Everton. But I think Chelsea's quality will just shine through in the end, and I'm going for I'll go for a 2-0 Chelsea win. Everton versus Brighton. Now, again, both of these teams have looked great so far this season. Manchester United just beating Brighton last weekend, and Everton, obviously, beating Palace like I just discussed. Both teams could win this game, but I think Everton looked the real deal this season. And Carlo Ancelotti, he's doing amazing stuff. Got James Rodriguez, got Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin looks on fire. They just beat West Ham 4-1 in the Carabao Cup. I think it was yesterday. And they're looking unstoppable. And as good as Brighton have been this season, as good as they were against Manchester United, as good as they were against Chelsea, I don't see him winning this game. I'm going 2-1. Leeds versus Manchester City. Now, this will be a close game. Leeds, they don't have the quality on Manchester City, but the manager and his style will make them go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the Premier League. And Manchester City's brand new signing Ruben Diaz should be able to play, and he will transform a defence. Well, he looks like he'll be able to transform a defence that looks leaky at its best. Pep Guardiola's men will win this game. They're going to win it 2-0. Whenever they get embarrassed like they did against Leicester, they usually come back and pummel the team. And I can see that I'm going to go for 2-0, but it could be more. Newcastle versus Burnley. Now, this is going to be a boring one, really, isn't it? I mean, I don't think either team are amazing, especially this season. Newcastle were awful last season as well, and I don't think that much has changed. Burnley, they don't really look it so far this season looked okay at times, and I think this is going to be a boring one. I wouldn't recommend watching it. I'm going 1-0. Leicester City versus West Ham. I think this is going to be a straightforward win for Leicester. West Ham look awful. They just got smashed 4-1 by Everton in the Carabao Cup, and I don't see any way of them winning this game. I think David Moyes might be back in the dugout. I don't know if that's a good thing for West Ham, and I don't see him winning this game. I think Leicester look very good, and will keep going after what was a brilliant result against Manchester City. They're going to follow it up with another win, and like I say, I'm going 3-0. Southampton versus West Bromwich Albion. Now, Southampton needs to step it up. I think they've looked a bit off the mark, a bit out of form, but I think they're better than this West Brom team. I don't really like this West Brom team. I don't think they're very good. I think they were very impressive in that first half against Chelsea, and I think that will be something they have to build on if they are to stay up this season, which I think is going to be a big ask. I really like attacking midfielder Andreas Pereira. No, it's not Andreas Pereira. Just go with Pereira. I think he's very good, and I think he's the real danger man for West Brom. And when he gets the ball, anything can happen. He's obviously shown that against Everton with a fantastic free kick. And I think if West Brom are to stay up this season, it will be thanks to him. So like I said, I'm going for a 2-1 Southampton win. Arsenal versus Sheffield United. Well, what can I really say? I like Arsenal. I think they've looked very good this season. Arteta knows how to get them playing. I don't think they looked brilliant against Liverpool, but at the same time, they could have won the game. They could have at least drawn it. Alexander Lacazette missed an absolute sitter after sitter, and on another day that I think they probably would have won it. And Sheffield United, they haven't got off to the best of starts. They just signed Ryan Brewster, so he could be available to play. This game is on the Sunday, I believe, so he might be able to play. But it's a big ask of Ryan Brewster. He's never played Premier League football, and Sheffield United are expecting him to step up to the mark straight away against Arsenal. It's going to be a big ask, but I like Sheffield United. I think defensively they're strong and solid, and when you've got that, who knows what can happen. But I'm going to go for an Arsenal win, and I'm going 1-0. Well, who's the mug that forgot to record and predict the Wolves vs Fulham game? That's right, it was me. So here I am, just quickly filling in at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll go 2-0 Wolves. Alright, back to previous me. Now, it's my boys. It's Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer versus Jose Mourinho. Now, I will be doing a match preview on Saturday. Well, later on today, I assume, or it'll be up on Sunday. You'll have to keep an eye out for it. But this game is huge. They've had comments. They've had a lot to say about each other over the last week or so, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer commenting and poking fun at Jose Mourinho, complaining about the size of the goals in his Europa League tie, while Mourinho clapped back by making fun of Manchester United's frequent penalties. And I think this is going to be a real good game, and I think both teams will go out to win. Well, Manchester United will go out to win it, and Mourinho will do his normal sit back, taking that pressure and then like that counter attack. And I think it's important Manchester United win this game, and I think it's important that we field our strongest lineup and not just what we normally line up. And I think that involves not starting Victor Lindelof, and that involves starting Eric Bailly next to Harry Maguire. But before I start speaking too much about the game, like I will be in the match preview, So check that out, link in the description below for that, and will be on the end card. I'm just going to skip to my match result, and I'm going for a 2-0 Manchester United win. And yes, that probably has bias written all over it. And the final game of the week is Liverpool versus Aston Villa at, of course, Villa Park. Now, Villa, they've looked better. I like Emi Martinez. I think he looked very good at Arsenal, and I was surprised when they sold him. I really thought he could have started over Leno this season after what was a brilliant end of campaign for him and the start of this one in the Community Shield. I think he's unlucky to go to Villa, and I think since he's moved to Villa, he's looked brilliant still. Saved a penalty on his debut, and he looks like a top keeper. However, Liverpool are just too strong, and I think they will win this game. Obviously, big news coming out today. Reportedly, Sadio Mane has tested positive for coronavirus, so will be out of this game, which could change how Liverpool perform. I think Sadio Mane is such a big player for them. However, they do have Diogo Jota, luckily for them really, that he's just come in and can take his place. But so I'm going to go for a convincing 3-0 Liverpool win. And before the end of the show, who will be the player to watch? My player to watch this week is going to be Jamie Vardy. He looked pretty good against Manchester City, obviously notching a hat-trick, 2 from the penalty spot, but he's looking pretty clinical right now, and I think he could be within the goals this week. But that will be it for today's episode of Premier League Preview. If you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button below, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you check out the Manchester United match preview and the watch along when they are out. So make sure you don't miss them videos by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell so you get notified when them videos go out / I go live. Anyway, like I say, this is it. I'll see you next time. Peace.